Alright, so guys, in this video we're going to continue from where we stopped. So this is the last video we did. So
I really want you to ask yourself, like, are
so we are still on captioning, but I think we are done with it for now. So the next thing we have today is animation and sound effects. So we are going to learn how to add animation to our videos and our clip and any object that we are going to add in our video. So now this is the captioning. You can see I've already added an animation to this caption. Okay, I've added animation. The animation I add is the slide up animation. So you can see this line, this arrow line in this our timeline, that is showing you that I've added animation to this text. Okay, so if you want to add animation, you go to this you select the text you want to add the animation. So this is for the captioning. So go to style. If you go to style, you can scroll and you can see animation here. So in this animation we have the in, the out, the loop and caption. So this in is how you want the text to come in, which is the one I've added already, the slide up. So you can see it. So this is the speed. If you want the speed to be very slow, you have to reduce it. If you want it to be very fast, if you want the speed to be very slow, you have to increase it like this.
Really want you to ask.
If you want it to be fast, to come more fast, you have to reduce it here.
Really?
Are you seeing it? So this is it. So you can choose any animation you want, any animation of your choice. But for this captioning, I prefer slide up, and another one I prefer is sunrise. There's this sunrise. For text animation. For text animation, these are one of the best and most professional animation you can use.
Really?
Either you use slide up or use sunrise. So that is for the in animation. The in animation, how your text come in. There are many animations here you can use, but for me, when you are captioning a video, except you want to add a specific kind of caption to that word, you can use any other one. But mostly you are advised to use like not more than 2 different kind of animation in your video. So when you want to add animation, take note of that. Use 2 or even more, if possible, use only one. Use only one kind of animation, depending on what you are working on. If what you are working on requires a lot of objects coming in and out, you can use 2 or more, but stick to one. So that's it for text animation. So this is the out animation, which is the out, how you want the text to disappear. So let me know if you can find this particular one. The same sunrise and the screw up slide. Okay, sorry, this is for the in. So when we go to the outro, so when we can select from here, you can use fade out, you can use anyone for your outro, but make sure it's consistent. Make sure you use it throughout the text animation for the outro. So I'm still looking for the one I will use. What I use is bounce left. This is the speed. You can reduce it here.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, like it. So feel free to choose any one of your choice and add it to both of them, but most times I prefer not adding the outro. So that's it. So now in this style, you can use the template. I think I've taught you guys here, but this is not what I'm meant to learn today. What we are learning today is just animation and the sound effects. So this is for the animation. All these ones are template. So for this animation, let's go back to our animation. So this is loop. This loop is what you want the text to be displaying, the way you want. If you want the text to be moving consistently until the text disappears, so this is where you're going to add it. And if that will be the text you have throughout the timeline or throughout the clip. So this is it. You can add any loop. So depending on what you're working on, you can add anyone. So for this one is how if you want to restructure the whole captioning, so you can choose any format from this one. So this one is going to affect the whole captioning, how it come out and go out. the both the intro and outro. Okay, so that's it for animation. This is for test animation actually. Okay, so now let's go to our video animation. So let me cut here. I'm going to cut here. So now to add animation to this next clip, so you go to animation. So in this animation we have the same thing, the in, out, and the combo. This combo is like the loop for the test. So the in, you already know what is in, how you want it to come in, go out. There are a lot of intro animation here. There's a lot of them, so feel free to choose any one of your choice. Feel free to choose any one of your choice and use it for your video. Okay,
Really want you to ask yourself, like, are you even hoping?
so you can reduce the speed, you can increase the speed. So
Really want you to ask yourself, like, are you even hoping? Or are you even knowing?
so anyone
Really want you to
want.
ask. Really want you to ask yourself, like, are
So let me search for zoom.
like, are you even hoping? Or are you even knowing?
So this particular one
Because
is-
also the way you show up when you
It's
know
not-
versus the way you
this particular one is not an intro animation, it's a loop, it's a combo. Okay, so I'm looking for okay, so this is the
And so I really want you to ask.
animation.
And so I really want you to ask.
Okay, so you can see the animation I added here. So I went to zoom. You can search the animation. If you don't know it, you can search the name here. So when you search it, you add it. I added this zoom. I think no, not this one. So that's that for that. So you can add animation to your clip. I already told you guys how to cut your clip. That's our first video. So for this kind of video, you cut your clip based on the captioning. So you can see this my captioning. I cut here because this first word arrangement ended here. So the next one, if I want to cut again, I'm going to cut here. For my video, I'm going to cut it here. So the next one, I'm going to cut it here. The next one is here. So you can see how I'm cutting this video. So the next one, I choose to cut here. Next, I'm cutting. So I'm going to add the animations. Okay, and there here. So this one, I'm going to add here. I'm going to add here, and there. We don't need to order. All right, so after the cutting, then you start adding your animations. Okay, so these animations we are talking about, there are other ways you can add animation. Like here, I added animation to this particular video. I added animation to, okay, let me add to this. Okay, so when you are adding animation, make sure you are consistent. Don't add anyhow animation. Don't go and add a, like for example this one that have a fire. There's this all these comedy video animation. Don't go and add them. So there's a kind of animation you add based on what
Really
the kind of video you are working on. Okay, see the one I was looking for, quick key expansion. Okay, so you add animation based on the kind of video you are working on. Don't go and be adding all this compress, like this particular fire one, all this big, all this. Don't do that. Each video is the kind of video you'll be editing that will require those kind of animation, and this kind of video you'll be editing, you have to make sure that your animation is simple and professional. Don't add animation because you like it or because it's something. There's a way you add animation, your video will look childish. Okay, so make sure you add simple and smooth animation to your video. Okay, so you can see the kind of animation I have added.
And so I really want you to ask yourself, like, are you even hoping? Or are you even to ask yourself, like, are you even hoping? Or are you even knowing?
So it's not a must that you add animation to everything. So most times animation is not even advisable to add in your video. So I'm just showing you guys how to add it if you want to add it. So but instead of adding animation, there are other things you will do. So you have what we call transition. You have transition, you have animation. This one I added now is transition. Sorry, animation. So animation is applicable to both text, object or overlay, object or video you imported or you put on top of this. Then you can also add it to your main clip. So but this one I'm trying to show you now is called transition. So if you look at our clip, you can see this place I called this video. There's that small box there. Tap on it. If you tap on it, you can see all these ones. So all these ones are, I call it animation. I don't know, I mean transition, because when you come to PowerPoint, I don't know if you have done PowerPoint, you understand what I'm saying. Transition is being added to your main slide, while animation is for object inside the slide like text, shapes and other ones. So that is why I call this one transition. So this one is what you add. You can add this one instead of adding the animation to your main clip. You can choose to use this particular transitions. So you can choose any one of your choice.
I really want you to ask yourself, like, are you even hoping?
You can use any one of your choice.
And so I really want you to.
So I want to add it to all. If you want to use that particular one for all the clip, you just click on apply to all. That's it. So
And so I really want you to ask yourself, like, are you even hoping? Or are you even knowing?
So that's it. So the next thing we are going to learn is another effect, which we also use in form of it's not animation, it's called video effect. So but I'm not going to teach that now. We are going to do it in our next video. So what we have covered now is animation, how to add animation to your clip, your text, or any object. You know, when I say object, I mean when you come to overlay. When you add overlay, that means adding another video or bringing in another. It can be a video, it can be photo, anything. So when you bring in, let me bring this photo. So you can see this photo I just bring in now. I call it object because it's something you bring in your video. So you can actually add animation to it. You cannot add that transition even when you cut it. Okay, let me split it here. If I split it, you can see that box does not come in. It's not there. So it's only in your main clip that you can add that particular animation. But this one you can only add. It's only on your main clip that you can add transition. But this one and the text, other ones you bring in as overlay, is going to have animation. Okay, so that's it. So in our next video, we are going to be talking about sound effects. I don't want this video to be very long. We are going to be talking about sound effects, how to add sound to make your video more interesting. So, and also I'm going to be teaching you guys another effect, which also serves as this animation. You can use it instead of using animation. So I'm going to talk about that in our next video. So for all of that and more, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.